has officially been over 1 year since I woke up one day and decided to be Delulu and start my very own sports apparel brand. I came up with the idea February 26, 2024, and it is now April 2025. So what better way to start off my YouTube channel by showing you guys everything that's happened in this crazy last year starting my small business. Throwback to March, after coming up with a business name, starting an Instagram, I decided to heat press some shirts myself using my mom's iron. And I jumped right into making lots of content, recording everything, trying to just show the whole process. In April, my very first products started to arrive. We got some socks and then my first samples of sweaters. It was the coolest thing ever seeing my designs come to life and be right in front of me as real products. It was so mind-blowing. Once I had my sweaters and my products, I knew I had to make as much content as possible wearing them. So I had my friend come over, we learned a little TikTok dance, and I really just started going to the driving range, taking content there. I spent pretty much a full month posting about them, making little videos, trying to hype them up and get them ready for a big launch because I wanted to launch my product to people. Really trying to build the hype, and on May 9th of 2024, I decided it was time to launch the product. This was my first time seeing people live on my website, and it was kind of across Canada. It was so cool. Me packing up and shipping off my very first orders. The fact that I honestly got any orders at all during my very first pre-launch was like a dream come true. Like, this was less than 3 months of me having the idea, starting an Instagram page, and suddenly I was posting products for sale. It's a prime example of being Delulu as a Solulu because I don't know what gave me the idea and the confidence I could do this, because I had just finished 6 years of studying neuroscience in university to wake up one day and say, I'm gonna start a women's golf apparel brand. Like, what? Definitely wackadoodle, and my whole family was like, what are you doing? Why aren't you using your science degree? Like, you're crazy. And I mean, listen, I get it. It is crazy. It is random, but I just wanted to try it out and see what I could do with it. When I finally decided I needed a label printer, it honestly made my life so much easier. I don't know how I was managing before that. And then here's me taking content for a giveaway I decided to do at the end of May to celebrate having a restock on its way. Pretty much the whole start of the summer was just fun, golfing, being with friends, having the best time taking content. And fast forward to June of 2024, another restock arrived, as well as some new sweater designs and a new golf glove. Still working on perfecting this bad boy, so stay tuned for that. Here's a look at the party crew that we launched in June, and we have since came out with 2 colorways of it. And on June 21st, 2024, we had another big online restock. It was by far the most orders I had ever gotten, and it was so overwhelming. I had to have one of my girlfriends come help me pack up orders. In July, I brought in some new sock designs, and here's kind of an overview of all the sweaters we had. Also had to move my storage space from my living room to my basement. In August, I had my first little photo shoot where I took photos of some friends. It wasn't just my boyfriend taking photos of me. Also in August, I received and shipped off my very first wholesale order. It was so special, and the golf course found me from TikTok, which just shows the power of social media. So here's me packing that order for a golf course in Ontario, and then August 23rd, we did another restock. It was lots of golfing with my friends and forcing them to be my little models. Thank God they are good sports about all of this. So now this is about 6 months into starting my business, and I came out with a tennis and pickleball collection. To celebrate this, I did a little giveaway. This was kind of tricky because for 6 months I had been building a following, but it was only a following of golf girlies, not tennis girlies. After that launch, I got right back into making golf content and planning another restock. I also got in touch with a local women's golf group and decided to sponsor my very first event. Here's a look at all of the little sock packets I donated to their Pumpkin Spice Classic tournament. Right after the tournament, me and my boyfriend went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. We were so lucky. Actually, my aunt and uncle's prepaid trip that they had to miss out on because my aunt needed surgery, so me and my boyfriend said, YOLO, let's go. Absolutely viewed this as an incredible opportunity to take content of my products in a beautiful place. We got back from Hawaii and it was perfect October fall golf season. I tried to take some more professional photos of my socks, and then we had a massive breakthrough with our tennis collection. Every year, Calgary had hosted a challenger tennis tournament. I went online, I found the players that were coming, and I sent them DMs explaining my business and asking if they would want any samples from my business to try out. A week went on, more of the players saw the other girls wearing my stuff and they started reaching out to me. The next big thing to happen to my small business in October was the PGA of Alberta buying show. Again, at this point, I didn't really have any business being there, and I kind of got in as a fluke. Brands there were brands like Nike, Adidas, Titleist, and then there was me. I spent all of my savings on balloons and decor from Temu to try to blend in and make it nice and cutesy and fun. I would definitely say this was mission accomplished. I was so lucky that my booth was right by the door, so any golf course and any golf shop buyers had to walk past my booth. They could not avoid me. By doing this show, I got orders from 15 different golf courses from across Canada that placed orders for the summer season. November was all about pre-Christmas shopping and getting more inventory in for Christmas. I shipped off 4 different orders to different golf shops for their Christmas shoppers. A tennis shop in Toronto started selling my products, and I also got to go see my products in a store. I spent Christmas in Maui with my family, also making content, of course, and then it was January. The best part about January was getting to gift all of my amazing girlfriends my new golf club accessory sets. I turned 27 in February and spent my birthday playing pickleball. What are the odds they had an event on my birthday called Paddles and Mimosas? Iconic, really. The ladies at the event definitely loved the Dinket sweater. Birthday weekend, it was time for Sports Girlie Apparel's very first business trip to Las Vegas, Nevada for the Magic Fashion Trade Show. My best friend's Grace came with me, and it was definitely half play, half business. We spent 2 full days checking out the fashion show, looking at samples, meeting new manufacturers, and seeing the trends for the summer. We also went out both nights and stayed out until probably 3 or 4 a.m., so it was definitely a marathon. Actually, it was kind of a sprint. After we got back, a women's engineering group invited me to set up a table at their conference and sell my goodies. Here's a look at how I set up my little table booth. And then all of a sudden, it was March, which was wild because that meant that 1 full year had gone by since I started Sports Girlie Apparel's Instagram page and TikTok, and the whole idea, pretty crazy. But March was probably the biggest, most jam-packed month of this small business yet. I got to see my products in another golf shop. This is at Sirocco Golf Course in Calgary. And I worked with the PGA of Alberta to do my very own pop-up. I sponsored the very first ever women's lounge. This was very Delulu, and I'm pretty much nuts because I decided that both days of my pop-up shop, I was going to give the first 100 girlies to come say hi a free goodie bag. At this point, I had spent so much of my own money and my savings and hundreds of hours of my time on this, not knowing if anybody would even come. Both of my parents helped me bring over all of my furniture to decorate the space, and somehow I convinced a bunch of PGA pros to help me fill the goodie bags and blow up balloons for hours. Me and my mom spent an entire day in the area setting it all up, getting it all ready, and it was definitely quite a big task. Like, I kind of underestimated it, I think. It's definitely the calm before the storm, and where I started to really question my idea to do this and debate if anybody was going to come and really start to freak out. I was so lucky to have 2 of my best girlfriends come help me out both days. And let me tell you, the girlies showed up. They came. They supported my business. They saw my TikToks. They showed up for me and my small business, and I can't even believe it. It was crazy. There was a lineup for hours before the doors to the event even opened. On the first day, there was a huge lineup that went out of my booth and around the corner, and we gave out the first 100 bags in under 10 minutes. I got to be interviewed by a women's golf podcast called Club Twirls with the Girls, and was also interviewed by the PGA of Alberta team on the success of our first ever ladies lounge, my pop-up. That was month 12 of starting my small business, which brings us to today, April 2025. I got 5 more golf course orders from golf courses that saw my event. 3 days after my in-person pop-up shop, I did my online restock. I'm crazy. My manufacturer just surprised me with sweatpants, so definitely stay tuned for some new products coming in year 2. This week, I've been traveling around, dropping off 4 different golf course orders and shipping a bunch out. This brings us up to yesterday, where I unboxed my brand new golf clubs and I'm getting ready for the 2025 season. Stay tuned. I have a feeling it's going to be the best year yet. Make sure to like and subscribe.